Our mood and mental health are among the many facets of our health that are greatly influenced by the microbiome, a complex colony of microbes that live in our gut. Recent studies have demonstrated a strong link between mental and gut health, which is known as the gut-brain axis. This complex link demonstrates how gut bacterial makeup might impact inflammation, stress resilience, and neurotransmitter synthesis. Knowing this link highlights the significance of preserving a balanced gut microbiota for general emotional well-being and opens up new possibilities for enhancing mental health through dietary decisions and microbiome-targeted treatments. Number 7. Gut-brain axis. An ongoing conversation between gut bacteria and brain function is made possible by the gut-brain axis, a complex communication network that links the central nervous system with the gastrointestinal system. There are several ways in which this relationship functions, including immunological, hormonal, and neurological pathways. The main channel for this communication is the vagus nerve, which runs from the brainstem to several abdominal organs. It sends information straight to the brain about the health of the stomach, including microbial activity and nutrient levels. Furthermore, the gut microbiota generates a number of metabolites that can affect behavior and brain function, such as neurotransmitters and short-chain fatty acids, SCFAs. For instance, SCFAs like butyrate have been demonstrated to impact gene expression in the brain, which may have an impact on mood and cognitive function, in addition to giving colon cells energy. Additionally, because of this reciprocal relationship, psychological variables can also affect gut health stress, and anxiety can change the motility and permeability of the gut, creating a vicious cycle in which gut dysbiosis is made worse by poor mental health. Developing holistic approaches to mental health that take into account both psychological and physiological components require an understanding of this intricate interaction. Number 6. Neurotransmitter production. One important way that the microbiome affects mood and emotional states is through the gut bacteria's synthesis of neurotransmitters. Neurotransmitters are chemical messengers that let neurons in the brain communicate with one another. They are crucial for controlling mood, anxiety, and emotional health in general. For example, certain bacterial strains like Lactobacillus and Bifidobacterium primarily synthesize serotonin, commonly referred to as the feel-good neurotransmitter, in the intestines. Through metabolic processes, these bacteria transform the amino acid tryptophan, which is present in many foods high in protein, into serotonin. Research has shown that individuals with a healthy gut microbiome tend to have higher levels of circulating serotonin, which can cross the blood-brain barrier and positively influence mood regulation. Dopamine and gamma-aminobutyric acid GABA are two more neurotransmitters that are produced by gut microorganisms and are important for regulating mood and lowering anxiety. These neurotransmitters must be in balance because an imbalance can result in mood disorders like anxiety or depression. Furthermore, new research indicates that some probiotics may increase the synthesis of neurotransmitters or alter their effects on the brain, suggesting that dietary modifications that support the growth of good bacteria may be a viable approach to enhancing mental health. Number 5. Inflammation and immune response. An important contributing factor to a number of mood disorders, such as anxiety and depression, is chronic inflammation. Increased intestinal permeability, commonly referred to as leaky gut, can result from dysbiosis, a condition marked by an imbalance in gut bacteria, which permits toxins and inflammatory chemicals to enter the bloodstream. This sets off an immunological reaction characterized by increased concentrations of pro-inflammatory cytokines, such as tumor necrosis factor, alpha TNF-alpha, and interleukin 6-IL-6. By changing the metabolism of neurotransmitters and encouraging neuroinflammation, which has been connected to depressive symptoms, these cytokines can have a detrimental effect on brain function. Research has shown that when compared to healthy controls. People with major depressive disorder frequently have higher levels of these inflammatory markers. On the other hand, during the fermentation of dietary fibers, good gut bacteria create SCFAs, which have anti-inflammatory qualities and support the integrity of the gut barrier by lowering inflammation and encouraging mucosal repair. Systemic inflammation may be reduced and mental health outcomes may be markedly improved by cultivating a healthy microbiome through diet or probiotics. Number 4, stress resilience. A person's gut microbiota composition may have a big impact on how resilient they are to stress and how well they handle difficult circumstances. Some microbial communities have been linked to maladaptive stress responses, such as increased anxiety or depression symptoms, whereas others have been linked to adaptive stress responses. According to research using animal models, for instance, animals with a diverse microbiome behave better under stress than those with a limited microbial diversity. They are also less likely to react anxiously to stressors. It is believed that this resilience results from the microbiome's function in controlling stress hormones like cortisol, which is frequently referred to as the stress hormone. High cortisol levels can have detrimental effects on mental and physical health, including immunological suppression and elevated anxiety. Additionally, it has been demonstrated that some probiotic strains improve resilience by altering neurochemical pathways linked to mood regulation. For example, some lactobacillus strains may lessen anxiety, like behaviors in stressful situations, by affecting GABAergic signaling in the brain. This demonstrates how treatments targeted at promoting gut health may be used to boost psychological resilience. Number 3, dietary influences. The gut microbiome's composition is greatly influenced by diet, and this has a direct effect on mental health outcomes. A diet high in fiber, found in fruits, vegetables, whole grains, nuts, and legumes, feeds the gut's good bacteria, encouraging their diversity and proliferation while squelching bad bacteria. On the other hand, diets heavy in artificial additives, trans fats, processed sugars, and preservatives can cause dysbiosis, a condition marked by an overabundance of harmful bacteria or fungi and a decrease in microbial diversity. According to research, people who eat a diet high in whole foods report feeling less depressed and anxious than people who mostly eat processed foods. For example, studies have shown that adherence to dietary patterns such as the Mediterranean diet, which emphasizes whole foods like fruits, vegetables, fish, nuts, legumes, olive oil, and whole grains, is associated with improved mood and cognitive function due to its positive effects on gut health. Additionally, specific dietary components such as omega-3 fatty acids found in fish have been linked to reduced inflammation in both the body and brain, further supporting mental well-being. Thus, making conscious dietary choices can be a powerful tool for enhancing mental well-being through microbiome modulation. Number 2, negative impact of processed foods. High processed food intake has been connected to harmful alterations in the gut microbiota that may have an adverse effect on mental health outcomes. The microbial equilibrium in the stomach can be upset by processed foods' high levels of sugar, especially fructose, harmful fats like trans fats, artificial additives like emulsifiers, preservatives like sodium benzoate, and poor fiber content. Diets high in processed foods have been linked to higher rates of anxiety and depression, according to research. For example, one study found that people who ate a lot of processed foods, which is a Western dietary pattern, were more likely to suffer from depressive symptoms than people who ate a diet high in whole foods. Increased inflammation brought on by bad eating habits may also contribute to this detrimental effect on mental health. Consuming large amounts of sugar can result in insulin resistance and metabolic syndrome, two conditions that are risk factors for depression. Additionally, processed meals frequently lack vital minerals, such B vitamins needed for the best possible brain function, which exacerbates their detrimental impacts on mental health. Understanding this connection highlights how crucial a healthy diet is to preserving one's physical and mental health. Number 1. Therapeutic implications. Through dietary changes and microbiome-targeted treatments, there are promising therapeutic opportunities to improve emotional well-being as a result of our increased understanding of how the microbiome affects mental health. For example, adding probiotics to one's diet, either in the form of fermented foods like yogurt or supplements that contain particular strains, may help balance an unbalanced microbiome or reduce symptoms of sadness or anxiety. According to some research, certain probiotic strains, like Lactobacillus rhamnosus, may enhance GABAergic signaling pathways or lower cortisol levels during stress exposure, which may have anxiolytic effects or improve mood in people going through psychological distress. Furthermore, cutting-edge therapies like fecal microbiota transplantation, FMT, which involves transferring healthy stool from a donor into a recipient's gastrointestinal tract in an effort to successfully restore microbial balance, a technique that has shown promise in treating conditions like Clostridium difficile infection, but is now being investigated for its effects on psychiatric disorders, as well are being investigated as potential therapies for people with severe dysbiosis associated with mental health issues. There is potential for creating novel methods for treating and preventing mood disorders through focused interventions meant to improve gut health as this field of study develops further, including studies into customized diet based on individual microbiome profiles. We may recognize the significance of a healthy microbiome by comprehending the gut-brain axis and the function of gut bacteria in inflammation, stress resilience, and neurotransmitter production. There are promising methods for improving mental health through dietary decisions and focused interventions. If you liked our video, please hit the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel.